All right, let's try to make this as fast as possible if we can. First, before I get started, I got a new mic in here right now, so I'm trying to sound check. If anybody can hear me clearly, please do let me know. Matter of fact, I'll check it myself while we're sitting here waiting for people to come on in here, because I'm going to try to make this live feed as fast as possible to get to the point for people that may catch this on the playback. So while y'all come in, I'm gonna check my sound real quick. 1 second. Do. Yeah, sound is good. You can hear my kids in the background too, so pardon them. My kids in the background too, so pardon them. All right, good. All right, sound is good. So, what's going on, everybody that's in the chat? It's been a while since I've done a live feed, live stream here on this channel. Of course, if you guys have been following me via any of my social media platforms, you guys know that I am coming back to social media, not only just YouTube, but doing more posting on Instagram, doing live streams on Instagram, also doing live streams on Facebook. All right, but I don't know if you guys have noticed the title up at the top banner. The name of the channel has changed, and it will be Rolling with Lo. And in that, I will be talking about an array of things. It won't just necessarily deal with trucking. It will deal with trucking because that is a venture that I do. But also I'll be talking about sports betting, entrepreneurship, being entrepreneurs, things of that nature. So I just want to have my channel where it is an array now of different things I'm going to talk about, not just trucking. But today we are going to talk about trucking because, as you guys can see in the title, we are hiring. We are looking to hire. We're looking for teams specifically, more so than we are solos. For about 2-3 weeks now, we've been advertising for teams, trying to get teams if we can. And teams in the trucking industry is definitely one of the hardest things to go about obtaining, okay, as far as being a fleet. All right. So what I'm going to do now is, for those that strictly only follow me on YouTube, I'm going to basically give a breakdown of what it is that we're looking for in a team. If you know of any teams that are looking for a great opportunity, please let them know to check this video out. Please do share this out, like it, subscribe, all of that good jazz. But mostly I would appreciate it if people could share this out, because we are looking in the market for teams. And the reason why we're in the market looking for teams specifically, more so than solo drivers, which I'll get into the details of why we're looking for teams more so than solos. Not that we're opposed to taking solos, but I will give a breakdown on why, if you are or want to be a potential candidate to be a solo driver over here, the type of mindset that you would need to have in order to be successful as a solo driver here. Because for a solo driver here, it's not what most solo drivers are used to, okay? This is the reason why it can be a difficult transition for a solo driver to come over here and pull the UPS freight trailers, all right? But for those that have not been following me on Instagram or have not been following me on Facebook, I have posted in the community tab section of my channel showing that we are hiring for teams. But once again, not everybody follows me, not everybody subscribes that will watch this video. So I will go ahead and ramble off here briefly what our advertisement is about and what we're looking for in teams. And then if you are a team and you're interested in this, please don't hesitate to give us a phone call, which we will give you guys the phone number to reach us, and we'll give you guys the email address as well. Or you can simply leave a comment in this video and we will be able to reach out to you, hopefully that way. But if you're going to leave a comment after this video renders in the comment section, please do make sure that you leave an email address, because I can't reach you in the comment section if you just say, hey, I'm Joe Blow, I'm interested. I can't leave you a message that way. So make sure that you do leave your email address or some type of point of contact to where we can reach out to you guys to give you the further information. We also do have a PDF that we can email to you if you do find interest in doing this coming along or jumping aboard the contract with us. All right, so the advertisement that we put out is PMG is now hiring teams only. We are a small fleet that is under UPS Freight's authority. I want to kind of make sure that we emphasize that, because a lot of people think that we have our own authority or that we are subcontracted to UPS Freight. No, we actually are contracted solely to UPS Freight. We pull solely UPS Freight trailers. We don't pull outside trailers. And with that being said, we cannot bring on outside trucks. Okay, so for owner operators who own their own truck, have their own equipment, we can't bring you guys underneath our fleet, just for the simple fact, because as me being a fleet owner, I have to have the title or some type of paperwork that I am the owner of the truck that you own, and I don't own, the owner operators trucks that are bringing them on from the outside. So that wouldn't work for you. I've gotten several messages about guys asking if they could bring outside trucks on that they own to underneath the fleet with us, and that is a no-go. That's a no-go. It won't be able to work. All right, so we're gonna carry on. All trucks are lease purchase options. A lot of people are asking me, is it a lease or / lease purchase deal? What's going on, Chris? I see you in the building, young bull. Are asking me, is it a lease or a lease purchase deal? So let me explain this just a little bit more, or iterate this a little bit more to you guys for those that may be interested. It is additionally or originally a lease, right? So you are leasing the truck through us. After 4 years, if you want to obtain that truck, or you want to buy that truck, or you're comfortable with that truck, or you want to be the owner of that truck because you kept up with the maintenance on it, you know everything about that truck, then after the 4 years of our lease agreement with the trucking company that we get these trucks from, then you continue to pay on it through us, via us, for 18 more months. After 18 months, we hand you the title to the truck, you own it. So you could own a brand new truck after 5.5 years of being with us. All right. Now that in that same breath, you cannot remove the truck from our fleet and take it to any other carrier or to another place that is not Parks Motor Group. Okay. So once you get the title to that truck, then you are more than free to take it to wherever you like. Okay. So just want to make sure that I put that out there. King D-Rod, I see you in the building as well. As you guys can also see in the comment section, if you're watching this live, my wife is posting the phone number to give us a call at, and she's also posting the email address for you to reach out to us if you so do show interest in this. All right. So we'll continue on. We do not offer company driver positions, nor do we sign outside trucks on. Once again, just reiterating that we do not sign owner operators who have the title or their own trucks outside of what the trucks that we offer Parks Motor Group. Below are some details of the opening position. Now I'm going to go over this opening position right here. We did just add something here recently as of today to try to get more inquiries, or to try to get more teams involved with our situation, if you will. All right. And I would just go ahead and say what we have added today. So today we are offering for teams only that are new, that's coming in to Parks Motor Group, we're offering a sign-on bonus. All right. And that sign-on bonus is going to be $2,000 over the length of a year. Okay. So to break it down for people to understand it, and I want to be completely transparent in giving you guys this information. I don't want nothing to be hidden. So then you guys don't have to wonder like what's going on, is this, that, and the third. Smitty, what's going on? I see you in the building. Redcast, I see you too. So here is the breakdown of that sign-on bonus. Every quarter, each team driver, of course, it would only be two, okay, in a team. Each driver of that truck will receive $250 bonus, right, for the length of 1 year. So 4 quarters in a year, it'll pay out $1,000 to one driver, it'll pay out $1,000 to another driver. So for a team, that'll equal $2,000 for their sign-on bonus. All right. I hope that that's made clear to people so that they understand it. Also to our contractors that are already on with us. So once you do come on with us, if you do refer a team to come to us, then we do offer a $2,000 referral bonus for teams only. Of course, you can't refer a solo driver and think that you're going to get that $2,000 bonus. Okay, so if you refer and you're inside of Parks Motor Group already driving for us, and you refer a team, you will receive $2,000 bonus for that referral after that team has been with us for 30 days. All right, I think that's phenomenal. You know what I mean? We really want to push for teams because that is what the commodity or what the freight is requesting from UPS Freight. They like teams. Teams tend to run very hard. Teams tend to do between 5,000 to 7,000 miles a week, and that's just what UPS wants for the most part. Once again, I'll get a little bit more specific into that here momentarily, opposed to with the solo drivers. All right, so here's the requirements that you do need to have. You need to have 1 year of OTR required experience. 1 year of OTR experience required. All right. This is a 1099 position, meaning that either you can provide an EIN number or you can provide your social security number. Either way it goes, you are considered an independent contractor. Now, under that independent contractor, you are going to also be responsible for all deductions on that you take on as far as being an independent contractor, because that's what independent contractors do. They take on all deductions under 1099. Okay. So we're not trying to hide anything. We're not doing any we pay the fuel, we pay the truck note, and then we cut you guys a check after that. No, you are responsible for all deductions as a 1099 independent contractor. So whether that means that you come with a business EIN or you come with your social security number, you're still going to be 1099 either way off that. Yes, Shay? Okay. My wife was walking over here, so I didn't know if she had something that she wanted to input. So I do want to make that clear because we have been getting a lot of phone calls from people that are looking for company driver positions, and we don't offer company driver positions any longer. It's all contract work, and if you are looking to be an independent contractor on 1099, then that's what we do offer. But that also includes that you do take on expenses, meaning, for example, some people may say, what other expenses are we going to be taking on? That would be truck payment, that would be insurance, and that would be maintenance. Okay. And as far as maintenance goes, real briefly, we do have UPS take 5 cents out for every mile that the truck does, so that it goes into a maintenance escrow for you. That's technically your money, right? But we feel like if we put this money into a maintenance escrow, anytime that you have a breakdown or you have something mechanical issue that you need to utilize the money for to fix on your truck, then it's there for you, right? So then you don't have to worry about scrambling or asking, can you borrow, can you, or being in the hole as far as that. So if you build up your maintenance escrow at 5 cents a mile, that is your money to utilize to keep up with repairs on your truck. So it's really good. We've been under this contract now with UPS Freight since November. We have a couple of our team trucks that are already at like $8,000-9,000 in their maintenance escrow, right? They're almost halfway to a rebuild if they ever needed one, which technically with us you don't, because our trucks are 2019 and newer trucks, so they're covered under warranty. But if in case the individual did want to buy that truck, they just keep building their maintenance account up. So once they do own the truck and the warranty may expire, they got enough money for a rebuild, and it's basically like you got a brand new truck all over again, right? So that's that portion. Teams can average $4,000 to $6,000 take home each week after expenses. Now, a lot of people, when I put this ad out, I had a couple individuals ask, can, like that was the key word emphasis to them, was the word can. And yes, all right, we say that you can earn $4,000 to $6,000 a week, because when you're running the operation, right, as a 1099 operator, and your expenses are all on you, then the fuel, how you run your truck, your efficiency, how much you communicate with the dispatcher is going to determine basically your success, right, as far as that goes, because we do have a dispatcher that does dispatch you on the loads from UPS Freight, right? But we don't want to say, that you're guaranteed to make $4,000 to $6,000 when you may have, and I've seen this before, where there's been trucks that have made more miles, revenued more than a truck that has made less miles, less revenue, but that truck that had less miles and less revenue was fuel efficient. And at the end of, after all deductions and everything came out, that truck that had less miles but was more fuel efficient made more money than the truck that had more miles but wasn't fuel efficient, right? So they was stepping on the gas pedal, heavy on the foot, doing 75, 70 the whole entire trip, opposed to another truck that was doing 62, 60 and being very fuel efficient. So that's why we have to emphasize that you can make as a team between 4 to 6, because that potential is very much so there. But if you're heavy on the foot with the gas, with your fuel, and you're not efficient, then that starts pulling away from your potential earnings. So we just, once again, want to be completely transparent on the information that we put out for this. Okay, not saying that you can't, because most of our teams are averaging 4 to 6,000, right? Through the teachings of me as well, letting them know, hey, listen, slow the truck down. This is what your truck is doing each mile. This is how much you spend in each mile, opposed to what you're getting in fuel surcharge. So I tell my guys, or the fleet, all of the contractors, this every week. I break their numbers down so that they can be profitable in the best way that they can. If you got questions, just hold them for the end. I want to try to get through this. I don't want this live feed to be a 2-hour session. I want to see if I can do this in 30 minutes. I'm already at 15, so I doubt I can. So I guess I'll try to make it an hour. All right, so the next thing is all freight that we pull is terminal to terminal freight. All right, it is 97% drop and hook. The chances of you really, as a team, pulling a live load is slim to none. Okay, that 3% chance, we have to put it there because it is a possibility at all times. But the chances of a team pulling live loads is slim to none. Okay, most of this is terminal to terminal, drop and hook. You hook and book and you go. All right, so just want to make sure that we emphasize that these are OTR positions. A lot of people have asked me, is there any dedicated? Is there any regional? No, there's no dedicated. There's no regional with UPS Freight. It is OTR. I don't even want to say all 48 states, because there are certain sectors of the country that we don't travel to. Okay. And that's mostly the northwestern states we don't travel to, and the upper New England corridor we don't travel to either, right? So the upper northeastern portions, anything pretty much above New York, we don't travel to as far as the Northeast goes, and pretty much anything above Wyoming, we don't travel to. So we don't do Wyoming, we don't do Utah, we do Vegas. Some of our teams do actually go up to Portland, Oregon, to pull carts down from Portland, Oregon, down to Southern California. But that's the furthest they'll go. And most of the time, the only people that go up there that I've seen are teams, because I think they want those relayed back pretty quickly. But that's the furthest that you will go, is to Portland, Oregon, to pull them carts down to Southern California. But no Idaho, no Dakotas, no none of that stuff. We don't pull that high up. All right. Once again, teams can average anywhere between 5,000 to 7,000 miles a week. Last week, our team average mileage was 5,400. So that was the fleet average for a team. So not too bad. Not too bad. It was definitely above the minimum of the 5,000. 2019 newer model trucks. That's what we lease out, is 2019 or newer model trucks. You also have to have a clean driving and background record, right? So UPS is really sticklers about this. And basically, you can't have no more than 2 moving violations in the last 3 years. And you can't have no felonies that are newer than 10 years, okay? So if you do have a felony, it has to be older than 10 years. And that's not per Parks Motor Group, that's per UPS freight guidelines, okay? And that's who you have to get qualified through in order to drive for us. So keep that in mind. And once again, this is year-round freight. A lot of people think that this is seasonal freight or that this is freight that comes and goes. No, this is year-round freight. There is a peak season for UPS freight, which is the peak season normally ranges from February all the way up until about November. And then the slowdown period happens for UPS freight between November back around until February again. But just because it is when it's not peak season doesn't mean that there won't be stuff like freight to pull. I would say that teams during non-peak season averages about 4,500 miles up to 6,000 miles a week. Okay, so it's just a slight drop off. But during peak season, pre-COVID, of course, because COVID has had a major impact on the entire country. But pre-COVID, teams were easily able to knock back 6,000 plus miles a week because we were starting to get into peak season. And then once again, our peak season for UPS freight is February all the way up until November. So once again, COVID kind of like smacked everybody around March, April timeframe. So right when it was starting to ramp up, we got hit with that. But even still, with it being in the COVID situation right now, teams are still doing fairly well. All right. And once again, I think my wife is in here. If any team is interested, please call us at 833-525-4764. When you get in there, you can either choose the HR option, which will go directly to my wife, or you can choose the operations manager, which will go to me. So your choice. We can take the information either way that way, or you can send us an email if interested, info@drive4pmg.com. Send us an email there and we will be able to assist you in anything that you need. Once again, we do have a PDF that we can send to your email address so that it's like almost a slide that it will explain a breakdown of everything that pretty much that I explained to you guys here momentarily. And also it'll give a breakdown about pay, deductions, things of that nature, a little bit more in the detail as well. Also in that PDF, we have a breakdown or basically a settlement that's in there that will show teams and also solo drivers. It will also show you guys what the breakdown is, what the charges are, things of that nature, and like how many miles the truck got and what the net was afterwards. So once again, UPS pays for a lot of things over here for the contractors. Okay, one is they pay for your plates. Another thing they pay for is IFTA. Okay, highway. They pay for the highway taxes on the trucks as well. They also pay for all tolls, so you can ride all toll lanes all you want to. They have the cheapest full coverage insurance because that's what we have on each one of these new trucks that we have. We have full coverage insurance on them, which full coverage on these trucks range about between $540 and just depend on the newer the truck. Of course, it's going to get a little bit more expensive, but $540 to maybe $575 a month for insurance covers everything. All right. And also over here with us, we don't charge insurance every week breakdown like how most other carriers do. We charge that to the driver once a month. So similar to how like car insurance is. I'm sorry, my son, he's on another level right now. So you only pay for insurance once a month. So it's not deducted from your settlement every week, this, that, and the third. It's once a month. And normally insurance with UPS comes out every second or third week of each month. All right. And when it comes out, then that's when it's charged back to the driver or the contractor, the 1099 for that. All right. Another unique thing that we do over here at Parks Motor Group is that we do provide a CPA service to individuals. Now, when I say that we provide a CPA service, that don't mean that we pay for the CPA, but we allow the contractors to utilize our CPA as well to be able to handle their end of the year 1099 books, because the same CPA that we use is the one who cuts the contractors their 1099. He's also the same individual who keeps up with all of the settlements, because each week we send the settlements over to our CPA. So he's keeping a rolling track of all deductions that each one of the contractors are having, right? So at the end of the year, you don't have to worry about keeping up with what your truck payment was, how much you spent out in fuel, because our CPA already has all of that stuff stored in his database. I mean, you can keep up with it as well so that you can fact check him at the end of the year to see if y'all numbers are synced in line with each other. And I would actually highly recommend that everybody does that to make sure that the numbers are in line so that there's no discrepancy there. But if that's something that you didn't choose to want to do, then, he handles that portion of it anyway in a spreadsheet. Also, at the end of the year, we don't tax you on total gross that you've done, because we only tax you on what we've paid out to you minus the deductions that you've paid for, right? So if you did $120,000, just for example, if you did $120,000 gross for the year and your expenses was 60,000, then you're only going to be 1099 on 60,000, because we've already accounted for your deductions, right? So then the only thing that you would need to write off when it's time to give your 1099 to your tax prep or whoever you choose to do is the expenses that you have spent from out of pocket, right? So if you've gone into the store, you bought something with cash, you bought something with your debit card, clothing that you bought for on the road, you would just itemize all of those items at the end of for the end of the year. And can you get him, please? Okay. I'm sorry, y'all. But you would just itemize that stuff for the end of the year, and that would be your write-offs, because the fuel, the truck note, insurance, all that stuff is already being accounted for through your payroll deduction. Okay, so it's already being deducted from your pay, your net pay. Somebody says, what's the requirements to come drive for you? Well, I just went over the requirements, but if somebody missed it, or if you missed it, I'll give you a quick rundown. 1 year OTR experience. This is a 1099 position. Teams can average between $4,000 and $6,000 take home every week after expenses. Terminal to terminal freight, 97% drop and hook OTR position, 5,000 to 7,000 miles a week, 2019 or newer model trucks, clean driving and background record. When I would say clean driving record and background check, I might have just confused myself on that one. But what we mean by that is no more than 2 moving violations in the last 3 years, and no felonies no felonies newer than 10 years. Okay. Also, this is year-round freight. So those are pretty much the requirements. You don't have to come over with a truck. We provide the truck. You're leasing the truck through us. Once again, this position is probably not going to be for a lot of people. Some people do not want to lease a truck, and I get it. Okay, I truly do understand. Okay, but this is a lease opportunity for those that want to pull UPS freight. Now, some people are probably going to ask, what is the pay, right? Because that's I put a survey out the other day and asked people what is the most important thing to a driver in trucking, and of course the unanimous decision was a lot of drivers came back with pay. So what I'm going to explain to you about the pay, a lot of people, this may deter them, okay? But a lot of people don't understand, once again, a lot of the stuff that UPS pays for, they handle for you, okay? And on top of that, the fuel discount that they give you for fuel is out of this world. We've had teams that have done 6,000, high 5,000, high 6,000 miles and have only spent $1,500 to $2,000 in fuel, okay, for running 6,000 miles. Like it's ridiculous, you know. Even down to some teams that have ran $1,300 to do 6,000 miles. So just being really fuel efficient. Pay for solo drivers. All right, so the pay for everybody across the board is going to be the same. That could be a good thing, that could be a bad thing, that could be a pro, that could be a con for some people. But the pay is, UPS pays $1.15 for all miles, okay? This includes bobtail, loaded, unloaded, it don't matter. Whatever you do as far as mileage, you get paid that. Now, I know I probably already lost a couple of y'all. $1.15, I'm out here. You know what I'm saying? As $1.15 plus the fuel surcharge. Okay. Right now, our fuel surcharge is sitting at about almost 19 cents. So the $1.15 add on top of the 19 cents. Contractors are averaging somewhere about $1.34 a mile for all miles. Okay. And when I say all miles, you get paid the same rate for all miles, regardless if you have to bobtail to the next terminal to get the load, whether you got a load on your back in the trailer, or whether you have an empty trailer, empty that you're moving to another terminal. It doesn't matter, okay? And also, UPS Freight pays on practical miles, okay? I know that's a big thing for some people, where a lot of carriers out here now are paying on zip code to zip code. UPS doesn't pay on zip code to zip code at all, okay? They pay on practical miles. So basically how it works is when you pull up to the terminal, you write down your odometer on the paper. And when you get to the next terminal, you write down your odometer. But UPS already knows pretty much for doing this for so long, how many miles it's going to take, right? So they're basically going off of the Rand McNally for a truck route for you to get there. But what I've come to find out with some of my contractors is they will find a shorter route that will get them there shorter than what UPS mileage is paying them, right? So what does that mean? In a sense that these contractors are shortening their mileage, so they're making more money by doing the shortest mile on their GPS than what UPS is going to pay. So UPS, let's say that you had a trip that was going 1,000 miles, but you found a shorter route that was maybe been shorter, faster for you, and you was able to do it in 950 miles. Well, you just knocked off 50 miles off of your trip, but UPS is still paying you for their practical mileage of 1,000 miles, regardless that you found a shorter route to do it. So I think that's really, really cool if some of you guys know how to flex that and do that. And we have a team that actually does that. What's going on, this guy Trucks? I see you in the building there. I see you, man. Congratulations to you on everything you're doing. I see your channel blowing up just like I predicted, man. So you're doing good things, man. But so that's another unique portion of this over here. Now, a long time ago, I indicated that I didn't really want to deal with solo drivers because I felt like UPS Freight was more so geared towards teams, which it is, okay? But this is, once again, with UPS Freight, like no other job that most truckers have had, okay? It is the most relaxing, laid back, no sweat, chill atmosphere that you're gonna have, okay? Especially dealing with 97% drop and hook, okay? You're not gonna have to back into no docks. You're not gonna have to do any connecting, disconnecting. You just pull up. They tell you where to drop it at in the back of the lot. You drop it, boom, you get your next load from dispatch. And then that's how it works. But with solos, what I've come to find out is a lot of solo drivers pull a lot of relays, okay? They pull a lot of relays. And with those relays, that could lead to you having a change in shifts, okay? Meaning one day you could be on days and the next day you could be on nights. Next day you could be on days, next day you can be on nights. So your sleep pattern kind of be all over the place. But if you're the type of driver like myself that I'm not trying to be burnt out from trucking, okay? I've put in my time of being burnt out, running 600 and 700 miles a day and running for 7 days a week to the point where now I just want to be relaxed in what I do, okay? Whether that means that I have to sit for this day, then I'm cool with that. You know what I mean? Things of that nature. I will say this as well, that UPS is a 99% chance that on Sundays, nothing's going to happen, okay? And when I say that nothing's going to happen, that means that most of the drivers are sitting on Sundays. That's just a day that UPS decides that they give everybody off, okay? To me, as a driver, that is something I can appreciate, okay? Now, I understand that not all drivers can appreciate that because most drivers are programmed to be run. You know, while I'm out here, run as many miles as I can, burn me out. I'll stay out here 3 weeks, a month, and I'll go home and be home for a week and then go. And then, to me, I can appreciate where you run me for 6 days, and then on Sunday, you're telling me I get a chance to just catch up on my sleep. I get a chance to relax. I get to catch up on some Netflix, Hulu, especially football season coming up, catch up on my football games. You tell me I get to watch all day Sunday football. So once again, for a driver like myself, where it is not burning me out, not stressing me out. I pull terminal to terminal. I'm dropping and hooking. I'm not really backing. I'm not backing into no docks. I'm not dealing with customers. I'm not dealing with long wait times. I can appreciate that. Even if it means that I have to sit there for a day because a load canceled or because, they're putting together a load. So I might have to sit there a little bit longer. Me personally, I can appreciate that. Now, it's not for everybody. Some drivers cannot appreciate that. Some drivers, when they're sitting and they're waiting, their hands become idle and they start thinking and they want to go other places. I get it. Okay. I do. I truly get it. But for me, I'm looking for relaxation in trucking. I'm looking for where I'm not being burnt out in trucking. To me, as a solo driver, still solos are able to average between 25 to 3,500 miles a week. I got a solo driver that is with me right now. He damn near is averaging 3,000 miles a week. After all deductions, he's been averaging about $2,000 take home. And he's like, this is the easiest job ever. And something like that, I can get behind and appreciate. Once again, I've got with this contract because it was a contract that I felt like if there was something that I wanted to do in trucking, this is the type of contract I would want to do. So something that's relaxing, something that's dropping hooks, something I don't have to deal with backing in the docks, parking next to people that's close to hitting my truck, things of that nature. Nah, I don't want to deal with that kind of stuff. So, and also a place that offered, no matter if we were bobtailing, if we were loaded, if we were emptied, I would get paid the same amount all miles around. It doesn't matter, all miles travel, I get paid the same rate. And also somebody that was going to offer practical miles, not zip code to zip code, because zip code to zip codes can be very, very large, right? There can be a zip code that's 100, 200 miles large. For instance, Houston, Texas, Harris County is a humongous county, right? Large zip code. And you could be traveling an additional 50, 60, 70 miles into a zip code and not getting paid for that. Whereas over here, you're getting paid for every practical mile that you do from doorstep terminal to next doorstep terminal. I think that's great. But once again, it's not going to be for everybody because some people don't have the patience to sit for a day as a solo driver, and that's been seamlessly. Is that right? I probably said that word all wrong. I apologize. But that's been what I'm trying to say. That's been the major downfall for our solo drivers over here is that some of them sit for a day and a half, 2 days maybe, and they just can't seem to. That's not them. You know what I mean? I'm not going to say that it's something with them because that's not. Some drivers are want to be harder runners than that. Whereas some drivers, they're like, hey, listen, I'm cool with making $1,500 a week, take home, $1,400 a week, take home. Shit, even like I said, a couple of my solo drivers, even another one of my solo drivers, he's averaging about 18 take home, chilling, averaging about 2,700 miles a week. Okay, something like that I can get behind, me personally. But once again, it's not for everybody. It's not going to be for everybody. I could sit for 2 days. I got so much work that I could do. You know what I mean? While I'm sitting, so many shows I could watch. I could create content, videos, whereas some other people, they just can't do that. And I understand it. And that seems to be the problem that we have with keeping solos here is the downtime. Is this a 1099? This is a 1099 position. Once again, about the 1099, you either can provide your EIN number if you have a business, or you can provide your social security number. Doesn't matter either way, or you're still going to get 1099 on either number at the end of the year. All right, and when we cut the 1099. As far as teams go, because once again, we're getting back to teams, okay, because we got to emphasize that we need teams. We do not pair teams, okay? I've had a couple people that have inquired about pairing teams, and we just don't pair, okay? We've tried it before, and it was a nightmare. So we don't pair teams. You need to already have your teammate or have the person that you're coming with to team. So I hope that answers that question that quite a few people have asked about as well. Do we pair teams? And we don't. We just don't. But how many years of experience do you need to have? 1 year of OTR experience. 1 year of OTR experience. But that's pretty much this in a nutshell. Also, a lot of other people have asked us, do we offer benefits? with us being 1099, we don't offer benefits, but we can refer any 1099 contractor to a benefit website that does offer benefits for independent contractors, right? So it's like, I know it's like a marketplace that can assist you guys in getting good, costly benefits that can, that is affordable and you can pay for, and they can, you can pay it every month or whatnot. But we do offer, well, we don't offer benefits directly to you guys, but we do provide you guys with a source of where you can get benefits as an independent contractor. Because I know that's another breaking point for some people. Benefits, no, we don't offer them benefits, but we will plug you into a place that can offer you benefits as an independent contractor. With that being said, I know another question, fuel surcharge for us goes as fuel goes up. So the higher fuel goes up, the higher fuel surcharge goes. I think last year when we first came on, fuel surcharge was at like 34 cents. So the contractors were making like $1.50 a mile. But now with fuel, you guys as drivers know that fuel has come down. It's a little bit lower. So, if if fuel goes lower, then so does the fuel surcharge. So we go the fuel surcharge here at UPS goes as fuel goes. But fuel saving discounts that we get with the UPS is anywhere near, I think somewhere in between the ballpark range of 55 to 60 cents off the pump price per gallon. The only other place I know that gives those kind of discounts that I've been to is Prime. Okay, so they're right there with Prime Inc. as far as getting fuel discounts. Yeah. Any questions? Any questions in the chat that you guys have about this position? Anything that we can steer you guys towards as far as helping you guys? Once again, please do hit the like button. Also share this out to Facebook groups, share this out on Instagram, share it out wherever. We would appreciate it because we do want to provide the opportunity. Another thing that I do want to say is we are looking more so towards teams, drivers that are at the mega carriers that want to get away from the mega carrier, make some more money, be an independent contractor. Those that want to be entrepreneurs, business owners, we can help you and assist you with that as well. We're looking for mostly those individuals, right? So we're looking for teams that are on at like Prime. We're looking for teams that are on at like Swift. We're looking for teams that are on at CRST, CR England, okay? Because most of those teams have a year of experience, but most of them don't know where to go. They feel like they can't go to Landstar because Landstar, you got, a lot of things that you got to do with being part of Landstar, right? So they don't know where to go. So they feel like they have to sit there at those mega carriers because the old cliche used to be get 2 years, you can go anywhere. Teams, if y'all are at any of those places I named, Prime, Swift, Snyder, CR England, wherever, that is a mega carrier and you're looking to make some more money, drop and hook, okay? Drop and hook, brand new equipment. Give us a shot, give us a try, give us a call. I guarantee you'll be happy here. And we have teams that are over here that are willing to walk you through to be successful over here. Nobody's going to let you fall wayside over here. Our core group of contractors are here to make sure that everybody is successful, okay? Is successful. And we are with the largest logistic company in the world, UPS. So if you're ever concerned that there's not gonna be freight for you to pull, or the longevity of this, I just said it. We're with the largest logistic company in the world, UPS. Backs this 100%. So just, put that on your mind. We're looking for strong teams. Once again, if you got 1 year of OTR experience, you're qualified. Somebody just asked us to dedicate. UPS Freight does not offer dedicated, okay? The closest thing that you're going to see as far as dedicated with UPS Freight is you're going to see a lot of the same terminals, okay? That's probably the best that I could tell you as far as closest thing to dedicated is you're going to see a lot of the same terminals. Dallas, Southern California, Gaffney, South Carolina, Mechanicsburg, PA, Orlando, Florida, Miami, Florida, Atlanta, Louisville. Like those are going to be some of the major terminals that you're going to see a lot of. Okay, so that's going to be the closest thing that we get to dedicated. Is you will see a lot of the same terminals. But yes, back to what I was saying. We want to hear from the people that are at the mega carriers that have 1 year OTR experience at our teams. We got a spot here for y'all. Okay. We'll like to hear also from the veteran drivers, you know, the ones that have been doing it for years. But what we've come to find out with the veteran driver portion, the drivers, the teams that have been doing it for 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years, they kind of are set in their ways, and the pay to them is just not enough for how long they've been doing it. And I get it, I understand it, but you know, to each their own, you know. And so, but that's what I tend to run into is with the older teams that have been doing it for quite some time. They're looking for an extraordinary amount of money, and it's just something that we can't offer. That we can't offer. All right, questions. Was there any questions in the comment section, Shay, that you seen?
This guy wants to know age requirements and are there any local routes?
No local routes. Age requirement. That's a good question.
21?
Might be 21. Maybe 21. If not 21, then it's probably gonna be 23. But that's a good question. I guess I can ask HR department about that tomorrow. But I don't think anybody's ever asked me age requirement. But I can definitely take a look into that.
And one person was like, "Oh, this is not a lease purchase, just a lease." So go over that again.
Okay.
I keep seeing that a lot.
Okay, so once again, this is a lease with the option to purchase, okay? And once again, our leases that we have with the dealership that we get them from, our leases are for 4 years, okay? After 4 years, one or two things are going to happen, okay? Either we're going to turn that truck back in and replace that truck with another truck, or we have the option to keep the truck, pay on it an additional 18 months, and then we get the title to the truck. So from beginning to end, if it's a brand new truck, receive the title in 5.5 years. If that's an option that you are interested in, after we've gotten to the 4-year term where we're about to turn it back in, if you say that you want to keep this truck because you want to own it, then we will keep the truck on the fleet and allow you to continue paying on it for 18 months. After 18 months, we hand you the title to the truck. Okay. But during the whole entire time that you are paying on this truck, you cannot move the truck off of Parks Motor Group fleet until you have title in hand. So if you are interested in purchasing these trucks, by all means, we do have that option available for you after the lease term is up. And after the lease term is up, then you can make that decision if you want to keep it and continue paying on it for 18 months, and then you be handed the title. So I hope that we made that clear. Some people may ask, what is the average truck payments? Average truck payments are going to range anywhere from $780 to, for the new Western Stars, they're paying $875. Okay, so for the new Western Stars, it's $875. They're 2020s. For the 2019 Cascadias, they're $780 a week. Okay, $780 a week. Also, just to be transparent here, because once again, we can send you a PDF with all this information, but I will just be transparent here about this. As far as what we make as far as Parks Motor Group, for solo drivers, we charge a flat rate of $300 a week, okay? It doesn't matter if you take a week off. It don't matter if you made $10,000 in revenue that week. We only take $300, okay? So it is a rolling cost. It will be $300 if you don't run. It will be $300 if you do run. $300 times 52 weeks. If you want to look at that, look at it that way to figure out how much you're paying us to be, you know, underneath the contract that we have with UPS Freight. For teams, it's $600. Hint, hint, $300 for one head, $300 for another head. Okay, 2 bodies in the truck, $600. So for a team, we charge $600 a week to be under our contract with PMG. All right, so there you go.
I want to know what kind of trucks.
What kind of trucks we have? Good question. So we have Cascadia Freightliners, and we also have Western Star 57XEs. we're about to get into ordering spec trucks on the 5700 XE Western Stars, where they're going to have the table settings, and we also will order some Freightliner ones that have the table or the dinette setting. But that's only if if a driver specifically asks for that. But yes, we are firm believers in Daimler and Detroit motors. That's what we like. Okay, they seem to be the workhorse of the industry, so that's what we like to use. Any other questions? Anything else you've seen in there, Shay?
How long you been a fleet owner?
How long have I been a fleet owner? 3 years? 3 years. 3 years. We are on year number 3. Definitely some ups and some downs, some stressful days, and some work throughs. But would I trade it all over and do it again? We have to talk about that when I go to rolling with low. But today this is just basically about the job.
Automatic trucks.
Automatic trucks, yes, they are. They are automatic trucks. All of our trucks are automatic. So if you have, that's another good thing. If you have restrictions on your license, we can take you, okay? We have all automatic trucks. We don't deal with manual trucks. So if you got that big automatic restriction, we got you. We got you.
This guy say you doing big things, man. I hope he signed a prenup.
No, my wife should make me sign a prenup because she got all the money. So, if I need to get all the money from her. So I don't have nothing.
Shut up, Sean.
My wife is the HR brains behind the operation. So if you guys do elect to come over here, that's the HR brains right there, for sure. Somebody says, where do I apply? You can send us an email with your name and number to info@driveforpmg.com. You send us that, we will send you a link for the application. But before we do a link for the application, of course, we want to speak to you guys, right? We want to speak to you guys. So send us an email address. Send us an email to our address with a phone number, your name, solo, team, and myself will be the one who talks to you in the interview. We just want to, see where you're at. See if you right fit for it, right? Because once again, it does take a special fit in order to do this. A lot of people think like, oh, it ain't that hard. It's easy physically, but for some people, like I said, the sitting can be mentally draining for them. To others, it's not. Like for instance, me, it's not mentally draining for me to sit. I got a gajillion things I could do.
Somebody asked about can family or pets come?
Good question. So here recently, we have, if you have family, I don't know if you're trying to bring a whole tribe with you, but we do have a rider policy. Like, so somebody, if you're a solo driver, somebody can ride with you, but you do have to fill out a form and make notation to us and to UPS that you have a rider on the truck because that person has to be insured. But yes, riders can ride along. As far as pets go, oh yeah, pets. And then we're going to talk about cigarette smoke too. Pets, we have started a $1,000, yeah? $1,000 deposit that we're going to hold back for pets. And the reason why is because pet hair is the hardest thing to get out of a truck, right? It is. It's super hard to vacuum it, and it's never almost to the point where you can get the truck to where it's suitable, right? Anybody that doesn't have pets will get into a truck and can smell pets immediately, right? Whereas a person who has a pet, they can't tell because they're immune to the smell of a pet. But having pets are the hardest thing to get out of a truck. The reason why we would keep $1,000 deposit on it is because when it's time to detail the truck, the detailing companies, they charge us extra if there's pets to try to get that out. So not saying that the whole $1,000 is going to be necessary. Whatever isn't necessary, of course, you will be reimbursed back to you. But, once they get in the truck and they say, this is going to cost X amount of dollars, $500 to remove the smell, the dog hair is the best we can, then, we have that deposit from you to pay for that. Cigarette smokers are the same way as well. All right, so $1,000 deposit for cigarette smokers. Reason why is because cigarette smoke is another thing that is hard to get out of fabric, out of the smell in a truck, right?
And it
And
causes damages too.
and it what?
Causes damages, dropping.
Right, dropping ashes and stuff like that. So that is what I've been telling my drivers that are cigarette smokers is please, please, please smoke your cigarette in the front and roll your window down, right? So that because what a lot of people don't understand, and cigarette smokers should know that because I was a cigarette smoker for 14 years before I started vaping. What you don't understand is like whenever you smoke that smoke that goes in there, it's basically tar, right? And it goes up into the air, and if you don't have the windows down or circulating the smoke out of the truck, then you're basically putting tar into the ceiling. And if some of you guys as truck drivers that are smokers probably can attest to this too, if you look up at the ceiling, it starts turning a little brownish color, a little orangish brownish. That's from the cigarette smoke rising. Okay, that stuff is hard to get out of the truck, and cigarette smoke just is really hard to get out of the truck. It's stale smell, and so what I would advise drivers to do is if you're gonna sit and smoke a cigarette in your truck, go up to the front of your cab, roll your window down, crack your window, blow your smoke out the window that way. All right. Or if not, if it's a sunny day or not raining or something like that, not cold. I know cigarette smokers, they don't want to be in the cold that much. Step outside of your truck, smoke a cigarette, get back in, right? So that you can keep this money and it doesn't charge you. But yeah, end of the day, what people need to realize, we're a small fleet, okay? We're not a mega carrier fleet. We don't have it where we can just cycle through the trucks and we got a detailing team that's just lined up ready at our terminal to clean out every truck. We don't have that. We have to use outside detailing sources, and those people charge an arm and a leg to try to remove that, and for us to try to get the truck back to standard to make it comfortable for the next driver. So I would just say be considerate of the next driver that gets in the truck. You know what I mean? But I know that's a tall order of glass for some truck drivers because some truck drivers just don't care, and they're going to do it, and then that's where we come in, get the $1,000 from. So just be mindful of that. Anything else, Jeff?
Where do you pick the truck up? Where's orientation? Is orientation paid?
Okay, good question. You pick the truck up here in Charlotte, North Carolina. Orientation is going to be in Gaffney, South Carolina at the UPS Freight Terminal. Orientation is for 1 day. You must pass a driving test in the own truck, in the truck that you're going to be leasing, okay? UPS will take you out on a little quick driving test. Boom, boom, that's done. Orientation, you get that done. You talk with safety, get that done. You get your tablet. D2, you meet your dispatcher over the phone. Everything right now is pretty much social distanced, done through the internet because of COVID. So once you do that, orientation is 1 day. Is orientation paid? It is not paid orientation because you're a contractor. Sorry, it's not paid orientation. They don't pay us to have you guys in orientation, so we don't pay for orientation. But as soon as you're done with orientation, Frank will get you moving. Okay. So how is home time? I see somebody just asked that. Home time is solely up to you. The only thing that UPS asks that when you come off of home time or when you're out on the board, right, for UPS is that you must stay out a minimum of 2 weeks. Okay, a minimum of 2 weeks. So if you want to stay out 3 weeks and go home for a week, you're more than fine to do so. Okay. The only thing that we say is keep in mind that expenses continue to roll, right? So you got truck payment that continues to roll, you got our fee that continues to roll. But we don't, this is by the mile. Somebody, Tanker, I think he says, this is by the mile. We don't restrict you on home time. The only thing is when you come off home time, you have to be on the board with UPS a minimum of 2 weeks. So you can't come out 1 week and then go home another week next week. You can't come out 1 week, go home next week. They're not going to allow you to do that, okay? So keep that in mind. You must be out on the road a minimum of 2 weeks when you're out on the board. What other questions you see?
I think what needs to happen is you just need to do a live feed, not a live feed.
We're doing a live feed.
A recorded video that goes over everything in detail.
Okay.
Not just answering questions randomly. Just go over everything in detail and leave it there so people can refer to it when Because everybody's coming in late. And
Oh, they're coming in late?
Same questions.
Well, if they're coming in late, I'll tell you this, watch the video back. We've been doing this for an hour now. We've pretty much answered every question that you could possibly have as a truck driver. But once again, if you have any additional questions when this video does render, make sure you get down in the comment section. Ask it if you haven't heard this video completely through. I would say that listen to the video completely through and then ask your question, right? Don't go midway through the video and then ask your question. Just that would make too much sense. But we have trucks that are coming, for those that want to know, we have trucks coming available September 12th and September 17th. So we have 2 trucks that we're looking to fill. Let me tell y'all something. They're going to fill fast, okay? So if you are in a serious inquiry, especially if you are a team, okay? Team. I can't stress this enough because it just works out better for teams than it does solo drivers. If you're a solo driver and you just want to chill and you're cool with, 13 to 15, 16, even topping out at, like I said, one of my solo drivers paid $2,400 after all expenses. If you're cool with that, then solo it'd be fine. But don't say that I didn't warn you. So when you get over here, I don't want to hear no complaining, talking about, hey man, I'm sitting. I've explained this already. You know what I'm saying? Like you knew what it was. Teams move more than solos do over here, and that's what UPS wants is teams. So if you are a team, get in contact with us. Once again, we got 2 trucks that are coming open middle of September. We've had a gajillion inquiries about it. They're moving fast, okay? So, and it takes UPS about 2 weeks to complete your paperwork. So, yeah, look at it like that. You got 2 weeks of paperwork that needs to come back first. So that kind of helps out some of y'all too, because then y'all can give a 2 weeks notice to y'all current employer. But there you have it. All right. Sign-on bonus for teams, $2,000 sign-on bonus for a team. Also, for those that are with us, contractors that are with us, or once you get over here and you're a contractor with us, $2,000 for a team that you refer here and they've been here for 30 days. I don't know how much more money we can give out. Also, we give out team truck of the week and we give out solo truck of the week. For a team truck of the week, they get $50. Small, but it's something that we do give back to the truckers for. And for a solo truck, he gets $25 a week. And how that is processed is the truck that netted the most, that made the most, that brought home the most, actually is the winner of those. So we give out 1 team truck of the week and 1 solo truck of the week. All right. That's all I got. Any other questions, Shay? My wife is going over the questions. Were you? Or you changed it off for that?
Do you need doubles and triples?
Do you need doubles and triples? Another good question. No, you don't need doubles and triples. It is not required. It is preferred, but it is not required. Neither do you need your hazmat, okay? You don't need neither one of those. The only reason that I would say that one would get it, I have all of them, right? So I have my doubles, I have my hazmat, is that it opens you up to more load opportunities, right? So if you get to a terminal and there's nothing but doubles there, then you don't have the double endorsement, you can't pull it, right? Or if you don't have a hazmat and it's hazmat loads there, only hazmat, you can't pull a hazmat. So there you go. Somebody also asked just a minute ago, do you need a TWIC card? You do not need a TWIC card. All right, we're not going on to any ports or any airports, anything of that nature. We're just going from terminal to terminal land terminals for UPS freight. That's it. So, yeah. Any female, I don't know what that is. Do you know what that is, Shay? Any female ensign? I couldn't really understand that. Any other questions, man? I give you guys, what time it is? 9:06. I give you guys about another 5 minutes. I'm looking right now at the screen if y'all got any questions that may pertain to any of the information that I covered. I know this is kind of lengthy, and like my wife says, I just need to make a pre-recorded video with all this information that can be like 15 minutes long and can get to it. But I wanted to put this video out because, we got about 2 weeks before we need to fill trucks. Are you still driving? I am going to start back driving in about a week or two. I am. And here's the catch. I'm going to be doing the contract just like the contractors are doing. Yeah, I'm going to pull UPS terminal to terminal freight. All right. Yep. And then also when I start back with Rolling with Low, I'm gonna tell you guys about interesting scenario that I had here being local, to choose between going back over the road and being local with probably what is considered the best trucking job for a local guy ever. And I turned it down. I'm going to end up turning it down. I haven't turned it, but I'm going to turn it down. But yeah, I'll be pulling, as they say, I'll be pulling brown terminal to terminal freight in the next 2 weeks. Yeah, like my wife said, we don't match drivers. We've tried that before, matching drivers, and man, you don't want to be matched with another person that's a complete stranger anyway. Trust me, it's a disaster waiting to happen. Any teams in here? Can we get a yes down in the chat if you're a team? I'd like to know if we got any teams that are actually in here right now. That would be interesting. Interesting. Any teams in the building right now? Everything is everything. Yes, it is. Did you see any teams in there, Shay?
I saw one lady that's saying it might be something her and her husband were interested in, so I
Okay.
had put the email.
Okay. Somebody says, D got game. You're a team? D, are you interested? How does the offer sound? If it sounds interesting, shoot us an email, man. Don't be shy, man. info@driveforpmg.com. You know, give me you send us your number, you'll be talking to me. You know, just like how we're talking right here on the camera. It's how Lo is when I talk to you on the phone anyway, too. So it's nothing to be ashamed of or shy of. Any UPS drivers like me looking to team? Oh, okay. Somebody in here trying to find teammates. Yeah, y'all can find y'all teammates. It's just that we don't do that. Probably here, if we can't seem to close the gap on getting teams here by the end of this week, maybe beginning of next week, we are going to start the solos. You know what I mean? So if you're a solo driver, don't hesitate either to send us an email. We'll put you right there on the list. And if we can't seem to find teams, it's going to be, we're going down the list. We're going down the list on the solos. So if you're a solo driver, shoot us an email too. Let us know you're a solo driver with your number, because if we can't find 2 teams to fill this, which teams take, precedence. If we can't find 2 teams, then we're going down the list of solos. That's just how we're going to maneuver. So once again, if you're a solo driver, hit us up, info@driveforpmg.com, or give us a call, 833-525-4764. Just keep it within business hours, because our line shut off for the business phone at 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
5 o'clock. So if you try to call right now, you trying to call at midnight, you're going to have to wait till the morning. 8 to 5. Okay, 8 to 5. Put me on the list. The energy is real. The energy over here is really real. We have a lot of energy over here, and we try to make everybody that's under us be successful. I don't want to see anybody fail. That doesn't do me any justice if you fail, because if you're failing, then technically we're failing, because now we have to worry about possibly finding another driver that you may be looking to leave. So that does us no justice that if you're failing. We want to see nothing but success. But yeah, I don't know if you shoot us an email, I think Shay is sitting there looking at the email now. You can't call, but you definitely can shoot your emails off. I'm about to get my name. info@driveforpmg.com. Info @drive DRIVE for FOR PMG.com. There it is in the chat right there. My wife just put it in there. We have some really good contractors over here that are drivers. We got 3-4 teams over here, and they are just willing to help in any way for you to get a success. Yeah, this guy. Y'all want to see the future of PMG? I want to show you. Let's show the future of PMG.
His little hair need to be braided.
Okay. Yes, him do. You say hello. Yeah, him do. Say, I am the one that is going to take the predecessor. Is that right? Predecessor of my daddy. Yep, that's Loshawn Jr. Yeah, him do. What do you say, son? Say, yeah, I'm going to be the one taking over. Yeah, you are. Yeah, it's no. You don't have no choice, son. There's no options for you, boy. No? Okay, we're done, son. All right, say bye-bye. Bye. Yeah, him do. Yeah, himself do. Big boy. Big boy. All right, so is there any other further questions, man? We're at the 70-minute mark. Holy crap. I love it too much. Yes. We're definitely about family over here at Parks Motor Group. Any of my contractors will be able to tell you, past, present, future, that if you ever have something that goes on with your family, you need to get home. That's first. So, and we're going to try to make sure that in all power that you do get there. I've even had a situation where one of our teams had a family emergency, and they were, I think, all the way in Florida. And I told them, and they live all the way up in Michigan. I told them bobtail home. Bobtail from Florida all the way up to Michigan. Don't worry about the load. Bobtail, you know what I mean? Of course, they had already delivered the load, but I told them bobtail from Florida all the way to Michigan because they had a family emergency situation. So we take that very serious over here at Parks Motor Group, for sure. I think that's all the questions y'all got for me today. I hope the mic is sounding real nice. It's a new mic. I also have a lavalier mic that I just bought, but I gotta wait for a piece to come in for it. So, rolling with low is coming. Yeah. It's coming. Excited about that. It's starting in September. We're gonna get back to business videos, success videos, everything. Can a solo get a Western Star? Yes, we actually. Our fleet is mixed between Western Stars and Freightliner Cascadias. So yeah, but rolling with low coming in September. Be on the lookout for it. I'm back to teach you guys to be successful entrepreneurs. Back to teach the lease drivers to be successful in what they do. Firm believer in you work at what you're trying to be successful in, and you will be successful in it. Don't let nobody try to steer you, because once you let them try to steer you, then they control your situation, and you didn't control your situation. And you gotta always be in control of your situation. Yeah, all that stuff is coming September. Man, listen, y'all be safe. Don't do nothing I wouldn't do. Like, be unsafe as always. Winners focus on winning, and losers focus on winners. And we winning all day, right here. Rolling with low. Is you rolling or what? Salute. Y'all get in the email. Send us an email if you're serious about joining Parks Motor Group. Teams, holla at us. Especially if you have mega carriers. We got you. I guarantee that. Salute.